During the writing and revising of I Do, If It's Equitable, the contents were shared with men and women of various ages, professions, social classes, and education. Single, engaged, married, divorced. Often, to strengthen or defeat the I Do philosophy, they would respond with, what if? With the I Do philosophy fresh on our minds, let's consider, what if? Greetings, daters of all ages. I'm John F. Whitney, author of the book I Do, If It's Equitable, a philosophy for dating and marriage to avoid the potential horrors of divorce. I will be your host and your guide as we discuss the I Do philosophy. This is Section 6, Video 1 of 4. What if? The red square at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen is a subscribe button. If you feel I am doing a good job, please consider clicking that subscribe button anytime during this video. Men seem more receptive of the I Do philosophy than women. It can also cause emotional discussion between them. What if it causes another battle in the war between the sexes? For the life of me, I don't know why most women are opposed to the I Do philosophy. Why oppose any philosophy that equitably and fairly protects men and women alike? Apparently, these women do not want to surrender the current dating, marriage, and divorce norms. The I Do philosophy has indeed resulted in heated discussion, even in apparently stable relationships. Such heated exchanges reveal that important issues have not been discussed up to that point. In some cases, couples have broken off engagements after discussing the I Do philosophy. Almost always, it was because the truth revealed its ugly head. Invariably, however, one or both persons expressed their relief to have learned the truth before they were married. On the other hand, just as many couples welcomed the I Do philosophy into their relationship, as it assisted them in honestly and openly discussing issues ignored to that point. These relationships flourished, became more trusting and loving, and brought the couple closer together than they have ever been before. Whether it causes a couple to part company or brings them closer together, the I Do philosophy has done a great service in either instance. Finally, heated or otherwise, discussion between men and women must occur anytime something like the I Do philosophy is brought to light. Such discussion is necessary and healthy as it exposes potential flaws in the current system and begins a dialogue towards correcting those flaws. What is wrong with that? I shared the I Do philosophy with the woman I am engaged to. She threatened to break off the engagement. What if she does? How has the I Do philosophy served me if the woman I love is no longer in my life? Every decision we make has a short and long-term consequence associated with it. Given that the I Do philosophy is based on an equitable and fair relationship, I can only conclude that she does not believe in fairness or equity. If so, you must decide to either embrace the I Do philosophy and lose her, or ignore the I Do philosophy and keep her. What are the consequences of your decisions? Has the relationship proven itself to be one-sided? Do you face a life of yes dear, day in and day out, lest she walk away from you? Without the I Do philosophy to protect you, will she take you to the cleaners if she does leave? Only you can decide to accept, modify, or abandon either the relationship or the I Do philosophy. Choose wisely, grasshopper. What if I want to boil the I Do philosophy down to its basic beliefs? What would they be? Easily done. All it takes is remembering 5 simple, concise statements which begin with I believe and end with do you. Number 1. I believe in an equitable and fair relationship. Do you? Number 2. I believe that I should retain the wealth and assets I acquired prior to marriage, as you should retain yours. Do you? Number 3. I believe that marriage should not be a means towards material or financial gain. Do you? Number 4. I believe that once divorced, I have no further obligation to my ex or to maintaining the lifestyle he or she enjoyed with me. Do you? Number 5. I believe that children must be loved, nurtured, and provided for in an equitable and unselfish manner. Do you? These 5 statements represent the heart of the I Do philosophy. An honorable life partner will believe in them as strongly as you do. What if I share the I Do philosophy with someone and they get angry? Determine what they know about the I Do philosophy. Have they read the book, I Do if it's equitable? If not, insist that they do. Once they have enlightened themselves with the I Do philosophy, their anger should disappear. If their anger persists, then either 1. They do not believe in an equitable relationship and want to lay claim to your wealth, or 2. They don't believe in an equitable relationship and don't care if you might lay claim to their wealth. In either case, walk away. Why would you want to remain in a relationship where a future battle over wealth and possessions, among other issues, is almost guaranteed? I am insulted by the I Do philosophy. I believe you must automatically trust the person you marry. I believe you work as a team to solve problems. I sense that your definition of marriage is an ideal one that rarely exists today. You fail to realize or accept that the divorce rate in America is 50%. You fail to acknowledge that divorcing couples rarely work together as a team. That is, invariably one loses and one gains. You somehow ignore the trauma that is the usual and expected result of a divorce. These realities stated, you should not be insulted by the I Do philosophy. Rather, you should embrace it. Why? Because the I Do philosophy assures that each partner will trust the other and work together during the relationship. How? Through honest and open communication, the couple is likely to develop healthy trends while they are dating. That is, they addressed expectations, money, children, employment, in short, any obstacle to a happy, healthy, stable, growing relationship. From this, they learn to trust each other and work together to solve any obstacles. I also sense from your statement that you do not have a true handle on the intent of the I Do philosophy. Beyond the healthy trends it develops during dating, its primary strength and intent is to minimize the hell that can result when the couple realizes they cannot or will not work together as a team. Although the I Do philosophy welcomes a healthy and growing relationship, it also recognizes that something must be done to minimize the trauma that often results after a failed relationship, even if that means 2 people never marry in the first place. Do not be insulted by the I Do philosophy. You believe in trusting the other person. You believe in a team effort. The I Do philosophy agrees with you. However, the difference is in your idealism regarding marriage versus the I Do philosophy's realism regarding the consequences of a failed marriage. Ultimately, you must stay true to your idealism. And why not? You have a 50-50 chance of being right. What if modifying my I Do contract becomes tedious? Don't make it tedious. I read about one couple that signed an 11-page prenuptial. Over time, it grew into an 800-page monster. Do not duplicate that mistake. Only key items and issues need to be addressed and modified. The we'll behave and we believe items should answer most, if not all, of these key issues. Moreover, social, intimate, or daily living issues should not require written agreement. Granted, the final aspects of a marriage require considering this portion of a marriage as a business. However, never turn your marriage into a business. Find the difference and you find the true benefit and value of the I do philosophy and its resulting contract. What if I expect the woman to do womanly things and the man to do manly things? How does the I do philosophy answer that? What are womanly things? What are manly things? Is laundry manly? How about washing dishes or bathing children? Womanly? Emptying the garbage or working 2 jobs? Manly? Labeling a chore as manly or womanly should never be an excuse to avoid that chore. An honorable partner will equitably answer the daily living chores that must be accomplished. For example, if I cook the meal, you clear the table and do the dishes. If you rake the lawn, I will vacuum the apartment. In essence, there is no manly or womanly chore. There is merely a list of necessary chores that we can both accomplish. Granted, heavy lifting might be something a gentleman does not expect a lady to do. You might be more efficient at preparing the children for bed than I am. Each should recognize their skills and strengths and willingly contribute their fair share for the common good of both. A worthy life partner will not selfishly ignore these chores nor expect the other partner to exclusively complete them. Put another way, if you will only do manly or womanly things, which means you are not willing to share the necessary household duties, then by all means remain single. What if the I do philosophy creates a self-fulfilling prophecy? That is, by discussing divorce before the marriage even occurs, means that faith in that marriage itself is questioned, which results in divorce. By adopting the I do philosophy, it's not the marriage that's being questioned. Rather, the result is to build confidence in the relationship and the other person. Divorce should not be the self-fulfilling prophecy you fear. Just the opposite. Granted, to discuss divorce exclusively would lead to an unhealthy relationship. However, honest and open communication should help to establish a healthy, growing relationship. One where each person truly trusts the other. They are therefore able to love the other without reservation, concern, or fear. This should virtually erase the possibility of divorce. However, if divorce does occur, the I do philosophy serves to minimize the financial trauma it might cause. I have a very lucrative practice. I asked the woman I love and want to marry if she would stay with me if I gave it up. She said she would not. How can I learn to trust her or others? Bless her for being honest. However, the truth has reared its ugly head. She is likely more interested in what you have rather than who you are. Show her the door. Now, as far as trusting the women you date, we are all capable of the most terrible human emotions and traits. We are all capable of ulterior motives. It is far better to neutralize these terrible traits and ulterior motives than spend our time reconditioning ourselves to trust someone. Adopt the I do philosophy. Seek out a worthy life partner who will embrace the I do philosophy as well. Protect her from any evil you might do, and yourself from any evil she might do. Such is the basis of trust. Such is the goal of the I do philosophy. What if we have a pet we both adore? How do we equitably divide that pet once we end our relationship? The path of least resistance is the best path to take in such an occurrence. That is, at some point, what is best for the pet might take precedence over what is best for either of you. Can you alternate possession of the pet, monthly or quarterly? Will the pet be able to cope with separation from either of you? Would it be best to give the pet to a loving, adopting family? If a litter is possible, can each of you take a newborn from the litter and have the pet adopted by a loving family? Can you flip a coin? At some point, a pet, as any other possession that is difficult to divide, should never become the subject of a battle or the reason you do not part amicably. This concludes our discussion on What If, Part 1. Our next topic, What If, Part 2. I hope you will join me. If you learned anything of value, please consider hitting the like and share buttons. Leave me a comment, especially if you have a question, concern, problem, or issue we might be able to solve together. Or perhaps you can assist me in improving my presentations to you. Finally, if you feel that I am worthy of your time and effort, please consider subscribing. And don't forget to hit the bell icon so you will know when I upload a new installment of the I Do Philosophy. Until next time, date wisely, date safely, and remember, I do if it's equitable.